NXT's Oba Femi is inspired by Thanos. Yes, the grass is also green and the sky is also blue. Of course he is. He's walking Thanos. He looks like somebody in real life you don't want to mess with. Period. Just like Thanos. Final boss is taken. Remember? What's his name? Dwayne. He staked his claim on that one, right? Rocky Maivia. He's like, I'm the final boss. Well, if you're gonna outdo that, be Thanos, and I have no issue with it. I'm actually curious though, Josh, your thoughts. Can this also work on the main roster? I don't see how it can't, but if you've got anything, let me know.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. I think it's pretty obvious that Oba Femi is the Thanos of this company. I think the one thing that stands in his way of being Thanos, you want to be Thanos, you want to rule the world of WWE, you want to collect the Infinity Stones, you got to be the villain. That is the one thing that I think is standing in his way of being what he says his character is inspired by. He needs to take over. So look, if Oba Femi is coming to the main roster, look, don't get me wrong here. Femi is a great babyface. He sells a lot of merch. The fans love him. The kids especially love him. He's a great babyface. He's a very versatile professional wrestler. But look, if he goes to the main roster, get this guy a heel turn, man. He could be one of the more dominant heels in history. His look, his presence, him on the mic, even his accent, everything about him is his moveset, everything about him screams heel, honestly. It's surprising. If you're a new fan, you're going to look at this guy and you'll be like, oh, this guy is high-fiving these fans. I'm surprised. I thought he was going to be ripping signs. He looks like a bad guy. And he's a good guy, but make him a bad guy in the main roster. You want to be Thanos, you want to rule the world, you want to take over everyone, dominate everybody, make him a heel, not permanently, but main roster, Oba Femi, make him a heel, then you can be Thanos. That's what I think.
I could not agree more, Josh. I'm so glad you said that.
Yeah.
Destroy everyone. That's what the only issue I have at all when it comes to Oba Femi as a babyface, because I like to root for him, because I recognize how talented he is that it's possible that he becomes too much of a babyface. I want his main roster debut to be exactly what you said, a path of destruction. And I love how we're using all these cliche buzzwords and everything as we discuss it, but that's what Oba Femi is. He's a walking freak of nature. He's what, 6 inches shorter and 50 pounds lighter than Omos and 9,000 times more intimidating?
Yeah.
And I can't make exact sense of that, but it is special to watch on NXT. He's the best thing going on NXT and has been for a long time. He can make 3 or 4 words matter in a way that people can't. Him and Braun Breaker down the road, that is a WrestleMania poster. Archie, obviously, I know you're chomping on the bit to say something here. We'll talk about it too, and then I'll toss it back to Josh.
Yeah, I completely agree that Oba Femi needs to be a heel on the main roster, but I think what WWE needs to prepare for and what they're seeing in NXT is that when you've got such a dominant kind of beast like Oba Femi, you're going to have the fans just instantly think, wow, this guy's incredibly cool. Like you're kind of just instantly drawn to him. I mean, like even like Braun, like he doesn't really get boos. Like he gets the dog chants and obviously the crowd like loves someone like Brock Lesnar, for example, who's just absolutely destroys people. And Oba Femi, that's what he would be doing on the main roster. So I think he'd have to be a bad guy, but they've got to be prepared for the fans to kind of be on his side in a lot of scenarios, because he's just that cool to watch, and you just want to see him beat guys up.
Yeah, no, 100%. And Josh, I know you probably had more to add too. Like when he goes to the main roster, we had Gunther in the past. I wanted to ask you about this, and kind of both of you, honestly. We can stick with this for a second here. But we had Gunther in the past come up and really make the IC title. I don't think it's quite been the same since he dropped it, right? Is that a route you see Oba Femi going? Or personally, I believe you shoot Oba to the moon and skip that step. I would almost like to see him squash. I'm not saying Gunther in particular, But if he showed up and squashed Sheamus, or he squashed Rusev, or he squashed somebody of that size and just beats the pulp out of him, I think that's the best way to debut him. What are your thoughts on that? How would you go about it?
Yeah, I agree. And, to Archie's point as well, he is going to get cheered because he's just such a presence. People want to love him. So what they have to do is, one, he's got to go after their top baby faces. He's got to go after the Randy Orton, the Sami Zayn, the guys that are going to get cheered for no matter what. That's who he has to go after. And I'm with that. I'm totally with shooting him to the moon. I think, this could be a hot take, but send him to the IC title in a debut match, have him win, and just be like, I don't even want this, and go win a double belt World Heavyweight Championship. He holds 2 belts. You really want to be Thanos, collect the Infinity Stones? He's got all the belts. He's like a 9-belt Mercedes Monet. I mean, you really want to collect the Infinity Stones? That's how you do it.
Over that. Or like, what if he goes and gets like, obviously the belt's on Sammy right now. What if he goes and gets both?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Gets both of those? That would actually be kind of cool. I am the mid card without saying it.
Well, that'd be cool. Just kind of like ruling over the mid card division. That would be awesome.
There would be heat because there just is when there's one person has 2 belts, but I think it would be great.
But my favorite thing would be he can drop one line and just be like, the top of the card is afraid of me. This is the only place I can get booked for matches.
Yeah.
And that, unfortunately, is a little babyface-ish. But if delivered properly, it can be as heelish as it comes. We got a few comments really quickly. Then I'm going to pay some bills, and then we're going to keep the show rolling 100%. Shot here with he needs Gunther main roster push. Yeah, I agree.
Yep.
Atomic Merp, friend of the show, monster shout out. He destroyed everyone when he debuted in NXT. I see the same thing on the main roster. Fire emoji. Yes, absolutely. And you with Oba Femi should be John Cena's last match. Woo.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. That'd be interesting. You talk about squashing people, and what about a statement that would make if you're having Oba Femi beat John Cena in his last match in 5 or so minutes?
I just don't think that's a scenario where they'll let.
No, but I mean that
would brakes off of him.
No, that's maybe true.
As
but
should.
I mean, you could do it like a Brock Lesnar type thing, like
Slam,
Brock and Cena at SummerSlam. Yeah, exactly.